Welcome to Yankee Chronicle. Our show this week is presented by the First Baptist Church here in New London, where they come together each week to celebrate and worship, to learn and to serve using the gifts and resources of their members to contribute to the mission of sharing God's love. We'll give you a tour of the new Bradford Preschool and meet some of the people that made it happen. Margaret Doody from the Kearsarge Regional Ecumenical Ministries will join me to tell us about their mission. CassiebLashier and Andy Jeeffrey will bring us up to date on GLEAN Kearsarge. And we'll close with Jen Esten and John Waage for a lesson on Loon watching. But first, a few words from the good businesses that make it possible for us to bring you YCN, your local view, and your Yankee Chronicle. Please stay with us.
This program is supported by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Their full-service model offers oil delivery, propane, motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of oil, gas, and alternative energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning systems, and their highly trained and friendly staff will assist you throughout the process of buying, installing, and servicing a full line of energy products. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm Abby Peel, your host. There's a new school in Bradford. Our Laura James had a chance to visit the new preschool that now puts early childhood education in the southern part of the Kearsarge Regional School District. Hi, Laura.
Thank you so much, Abby. We are here at the Kearsarge Regional School District Preschool at Bradford. And we're speaking with Allison Maston. She is going into her 14th year as a school board member.
That is correct.
And what a great initiative to be around for.
It's excellent. We've been waiting for this for a long time, and it's much needed. So this is really, really exciting to be part of.
And we're servicing our districts, our towns to the south. Is that correct?
That is correct. And they've been waiting to be serviced for a long time. They've had to make the big drive up to New London. And so we're actually finding our enrollment increasing due to this location. So we're really happy about that.
So tell us, are you excited about this?
Well, including students from the whole district, instead of parents having to drive all the way up to New London, they can have their services right here, the southern part of the district.
And as you deal with special needs and special education, it must be really significant to be able to start working with students early and young.
Yes, and more of them now. Our population was able to increase with us new at the district.
Oh, that is so wonderful. What a positive thing for the district. And you're servicing our towns to the south now.
Yeah, so I have Bradford Elementary School as well as our new preschool site here in Bradford and then the preschool site in New London.
Oh, this is absolutely beautiful. What a great facility. So it's been a long time coming, tell me.
Yeah, so we started this journey several years ago trying to look at how we can improve attendance and enrollment for our early childhood program in the southern tier of our district. As you know, our preschool program in New London it's a tough commute for our families in the lower region of the district. And so we were really looking at how do we make preschool services more accessible to our communities in the southern region.
Are you underway? And tell me about the program.
Yeah, the school year started out and we did a lot of work over the summer to get things set up and get ready for the kids and kind of dove right into the school year, and everyone's happy and enjoying building routines, getting used to coming to school because a lot of them, it's their first school experience.
So Ashley, what age range is preschool?
We have a morning class that are 3-year-olds, and we have an afternoon, which is our 4 and 5, our pre-K class.
That's wonderful. And you're really getting students ready to go to the elementary schools.
Yeah, it's, their first school experience and learning how to be part of a group, play together, learn about school routines, and get ready for kindergarten.
Nothing but smiles at this beautiful preschool today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a wonderful occasion to open this officially. Obviously, the kids had been here since the beginning of the school year, but we are very proud and very happy to have this building and that we were able to expand our preschool program with federal funds. I mean, we used the COVID money that was made available to all the school districts, and we used about 75% of that to expand on our preschool programs. So the building was funded with federal funds, and that was one of those rare occasions where it would be very hard to do this with district money, but we were able to use that opportunity and make that a reality.
And really save the taxpayers. This is an incredible opportunity for the district.
Absolutely. And, the program is almost full already with little 3- and 4-year-old learners. So they get a great head start. And, it's attached to our Bradford Elementary School. So they get familiar with the school and can go from here right to kindergarten. It's an inclusive early childhood program that services regular ed kids, they're tuitioned in, but also kids with special needs who go here free.
The preschool program in New London is still in existence.
Yeah. We have one early learning program in 2 locations. It's identical. It's our staff uses the same materials, the same curriculum, and the same developmental outlook on the program as they do up in New London.
And before we get to a very special letter we have, I just wanted to mention, too, it's also the fact that it's matching the curriculum with the kindergarten and the elementary schools.
Yeah, we try to really tie in vertically, so from preschool really to grade 12, a sensible education that builds on the previous years of instruction. So, yeah, it fits right into the model that we have.
Now, I understand you invited U.S. Senator Jean Shaheen to join us, and she had some very good positive things to say.
Dear friends, I join in spirit at the grand opening of the Kearsarge Regional Preschool. This event is a wonderful opportunity to celebrate the years of planning and hard work for this new community resource. Thank you to everyone here today for all you do to shape bright and exciting futures for children in Bradford, Warner, Newberry, and South Sutton. As a parent, grandparent, and former public school teacher, I share your commitment to improving education in our country. But it's not enough to focus on just the college level or elementary and secondary levels or the kindergarten level. We need to start in children's earliest years. It is so important to have quality early childhood education programs that engage children and encourage learning and development in a structured environment. This foundation includes trained and qualified teachers and professionals who reinforce in children the cognitive and social skills necessary to succeed in the classroom and throughout their lives. It also requires safe, well-equipped facilities. At the new Kearsarge Regional Preschool in Bradford, families will enjoy access to preschool services without having to travel to New London. This project is a great example of a local community utilizing state ties and federal resources to deliver real benefits for students. Thank you again for all your efforts to satisfy a growing demand for structured, first-rate early learning programs. I wish you all the best as you continue your good work. Sincerely, Jean Shaheen, United States Senator.
From the new preschool at Bradford, Abby, this has been a great day. Back to you.
A nice addition for the towns of Warner, South Sutton, Bradford, and Newberry. If you have a young one that is in the age range, please contact the district's office. When we return, Margaret Doody from the Kearsarge Regional Ecumenical Ministries will join me here. I'll be right back after these messages from a business that underwrites your Yankee Chronicle on YCN, Your Local View.
The American Red Cross blood supply is at historically low levels this winter, and we're facing a dangerous situation. Hospitals and patients are counting on donors to get the blood they need. Make a life-saving appointment today. Visit redcrossblood.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS.
This program is supported by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire since 1997, with roots going back much further as the country press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper. Echo Communications.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you this week from the First Baptist Church here right on Main Street in New London, a staple of Main Street. And I'm now joined by Margaret Doody, who's part of CREM, a volunteer and board member. Hi, Margaret.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning to you. I just want to start by saying, what is CREM?
CREM is a shorter version of a very long name.
Yes.
It's Kearsarge Regional Ecumenical Ministries.
Okay.
And our mission is to provide emergency assistance to neighbors in need before other resources are available.
Interesting. And it was started 20 years ago, you said?
20 plus.
And what was the mission to start it?
This exact need.
Sure.
There are agencies, there are groups in New Hampshire that can help people in need, but it takes time to fill out the form, to get to the place. What if it's a Friday night and your car breaks down? Or so when there's an emergency need, before we can get people, we connect people then with additional resources for help. But if they have a shut-off notice for electricity, if their fuel tank is empty, if they have suddenly an unexpected car, repair needed, a lot of people, Abby, live right on the edge.
I know.
And they budget and they're careful, but if something comes up and fuel rates go up or food, it can throw everything off.
And I think that's one thing that we think about in our town is we don't realize the need that people have. We think we live in this little bubble, and then actually there are people right in this community, your neighbor, that needs help, and so you are there to help with those things. So let's talk about two sides of it. The people that need it. If someone is listening and saying, I need this assistance, how do they get in touch, and who is the perfect person to reach out to you?
Well, anybody really who has any kind of an emergency need.
Anybody out there watching.
Anybody out there. And sometimes people say, oh, I probably make too much money or whatever. We look at all the circumstances.
Okay.
And an emergency can happen to anyone and does happen to anyone.
And at any time.
At any time.
Yes.
The best thing to do if you want to reach out to us is to call one of the churches in New London because those admins and secretaries are there long enough hours that you'll reach somebody.
Sure.
And then they will relay the request to the volunteer who has a special cell phone.
Okay.
And then the volunteer gets in touch with the client who's looking for help.
Okay, so that's if you are in need.
Yes.
How can the community help support something like CREM?
Well, their own donations. We have a website with information. We have a post office box in New London. And then a lot of organizations, in addition to the churches, are wonderful about helping us. The fire department did a spaghetti dinner one year. Different organizations. There was just a great activity up at Musterfield Farm from the realtors, and that went to many different organizations. So if you're part of an organization and you want to help somebody, we would love for you to help us.
Amazing. Is there a need out there for people who have a skill set? Like I could help be a resource for somebody at CREM. Is that something that people could volunteer to?
Yes, absolutely, because one thing that we have acquired over the years is we have an enormous resource book. So even if somebody calls and they need mold remediation, we have a phone number of who to call, or in addition to agencies, people who were retired plumbers or whatever. So if you think there's something you can do to help and be a resource, we would love to hear from you.
Talk about it on a personal level from you. Why have you been part of CREM, and for how long have you been part of CREM?
It's been about 10 plus years.
Good for you.
And it's ecumenical, so we interact with other churches. I think it's an important need. I feel this is one of the things Jesus calls us to do.
I love that. And what are some of the, I don't know if you have exact numbers, but what are some of the stats? Like how many people have you helped in a calendar year before?
Recently we've been helping about 150. Last year we helped about 200.
Wow.
I will say that for a while we were spending about $40,000 a year in help. Then it went up into the 50s, and last year it was $70,000. So there is a lot of need out there, especially when the pandemic ended and the pandemic assistance.
Sure.
So
you heard of the need.
Yes.
Yes. Margaret, people who want more information, what's the best way to learn more about CREM? And I mean, we talked about multi-levels. If you need it, if you want to volunteer, if you want to just learn more, what are the best ways for people to do that?
Again, we have our website. And really, if you talk to any of the people in the churches especially New London or wherever, the Congregational Church in Wilmette, the church in Warner, South Newbury, we're always willing to let you know about us.
I love that about a church community, that you just all are community within yourself.
Well, that's the
no competition.
That's the ecumenical nature, and the pastors will tell us that it makes their lives much easier because they have a group. We're supporting them.
I'm sure. Amazing. Margaret, thank you so much for the information about CREM, and I hope people go and check it out and consider supporting.
Thank you, Abby.
Thank you. When we come back to your Yankee Chronicle, we'll head over to Sweet Beet in Bradford to glean some information about their efforts. It's up next here on Yankee Chronicle, so stay tuned.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
This program is supported by the Innertown Record, your weekly hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge Sunapee Sunshine region of New Hampshire. The Innertown Record.
Welcome back to your Yankee Chronicle. This week we are presented by the First Baptist Church in New London, where the diverse community is varied in denominational backgrounds, yet valued in the traditions of the Christian faith. I'm Abby Peel, your host. As gardens are being put to bed for the season, a final effort is being made to harvest the last veggies of the growing year. Let's learn more.
GLEAN Kearsarge is the next project in line of Feed Kearsarge, and Feed Kearsarge stands for Food, Education, Expansion, and Distribution. And the first project of Feed Kearsarge was Tray It Forward, which you may have heard about, where we deliver 400 trays of vegetable seedlings to people with food insecurities. And then we realized that just delivering trays doesn't necessarily work. So we started a program called Victory Gardens that would help people learn how to grow those vegetables. And then the next operation is GLEAN Kearsarge. Once we've grown all these wonderful fruits and vegetables, we've got to harvest them. And sometimes people's crops of fruits and vegetables don't have the labor and resources to harvest those fruits and vegetables, and GLEAN Kearsarge addresses just that. We are looking for people who have fruits and vegetables in their fields and on their trees that would be looking for resources to bring those fruits and vegetables to market. And when they let us know about a gleaning operation, we combine our forces with the Kearsarge Neighborhood Partners, who puts out a call to volunteers, and the volunteers come forth, and we harvested last year thousands of pounds of potatoes, thousands of pounds of carrots, a whole bunch of apples, and we bring them to our partner, the Kearsarge Food Hub, and from there they distribute those out to various places, including the food pantries.
Yeah, so here at the Kearsarge Food Hub, one of our many programs is food donations, and currently we work with 5 food pantries, which includes Warner Food Pantry, Bradford, Henniker, and New London. And we just started working with Keene State College again through their Hungry Owl program, which helps students gain access to healthy foods. And on site, we also have our Fridge, which is quite literally a free fridge, and it is a 24/7, no questions asked pantry on site for us. And so we take that GLEAN product and we distribute it to our pantries.
The strategic partnership between Kearsarge Neighborhood Partners and the Food Hub is really amazingly well aligned. Both of these nonprofit organizations have as central to their mission to build healthy community. And the Food Hub builds healthy community in a variety of ways, but focuses on distributing healthy food to the individuals within the community. And Kearsarge Neighborhood Partners helps broker volunteer opportunities. And so the two are a match made in heaven. And with our combined partnership, we've created this whole Feed Kearsarge operation that includes other partners like Colby Sawyer and Spring Ledge Farm and the pantries. And so it's really an important relationship in terms of building the strength and vitality and resilience of our local communities.
So the mission of the Kearsarge Food Hub is to revitalize our community through healthy, nutrient-dense foods. And so we do that in a variety of ways. Like I mentioned, we have our food donation programs, but it all started for us on our farm, which grows organically, and we distribute food to neighboring towns. And one way that we distribute that is through our own market, where we source food from not only our own farm, but from other neighboring farms. And we source typically within a 30 to 50 mile radius. And that makes sure that local farms are being directly supported financially, and that food is going to local good people. And another way that we distribute food is through our new cafe, which takes that food and we make yummy recipes and we allow people to enjoy that food in a different way.
If you want to participate, we're looking for gleaning opportunities, and if you have a gleaning opportunity, go to Kearsarge Neighborhood Partners, knpnh.org, and let us know about that, and we will gather the volunteer resources to harvest those fruits and vegetables so we can bring them on down to the food hub.
And if you want to learn more about the Kearsarge Food Hub, you can go to our website at kearsargefoodhub.org, or you can go to any of our social medias. You can also find us at Sweet Beet Market, Cafe, and Farm on our socials. Yeah, and you can find our market and cafe at 11 West Main Street in Bradford, and just turn at the light in Bradford, and we're about half a mile off of 103.
One of the missions of the Kearsarge Food Hub isn't just to grow vegetables, but they also have a mission to grow farmers. And Cassie is a product of the Food Hub's Farmer Apprenticeship Program, and so she learned how to become part of the farming community, and here she is now. We don't want to just grow vegetables, we need to grow farmers that grow vegetables, and Cassie's one of the examples of their success in doing so.
Thank you, Casey and Andy, for your efforts. When your Who, What, Where, and When show returns, Jen Esten and John Waage will give us some thoughts on loon watching. So stay with us here on YCN.
We are strong and we'll get through this together, but these are stressful times. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, and know that you are not alone. Visit wearebroadcasters.com/hope, furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
This program is supported by Main Street Bookends of Warner for books, toys, games, cards, gifts, and a gallery of local art. Main Street Bookends of Warner.
Welcome back to your Yankee Chronicle. I'm Abby Peel, your host. Last year, we had a chance to hear and learn about watching and approaching loons. Let's head over to Elkins and Pleasant Lake.
I've been watching the loons on Pleasant Lake for 18 or 20 years and watched them raise their chicks, and I've learned a lot about watching loons in the process and how to give them the space they need. One of them is not to follow them. If you really want to see loons, you need to just sit, put your paddle down if you're in a kayak, and drift. And one thing that we find important is to be on the lake side of the loons. If you get in between the shore and the birds and you're drifting towards them, it pushes the loons out into the middle of the lake where there are motorboats and other hazards. They will let you know if you're too close.
My strategy in a kayak or a paddleboard or something would be get a good sense of which way the wind's blowing, get upwind from them at a safe distance, and just let the wind blow you peacefully by them. If they get agitated, back up, go away. You can come around and try it again. We find our best pictures we get, we're using really high-powered cameras. This is a 100 to 500 millimeter lens, and that's basically what I'm mostly shooting. I think the best way to watch loons, if you're not trying to get professional pictures, is to use binoculars. A good pair of binoculars, you can basically drift along, watch what they're doing, spend a little while with them, come back some other day and check them out again.
And some of the behavior you might see if you're infringing on their space is their foreheads feathers go up and get squared off, and their heads are lifted up high, or their heads are way down low in the water. And they'll also do a behavior called penguining, when they will get up and come charging at you on their back feet. If they're on a nest and you're getting anywhere close, they'll put their head way down low on the nest, and then you know you're too close then too. Well, 150 feet is the best distance to keep. We find that we can get closer in the kayak, putting down the paddle and drifting. They will sometimes then come to you, and you can find yourself quite close to them. We also recommend not getting in between the parents and their chick. That can distract the parents and leave the chick vulnerable to predation. Once the chicks hatch, they're on the nest only a day or two, and then they're off, and that's it. They don't go back again. The rest of the summer, they're out on the water. And when they're tiny, they're very hard to see. They're little brown balls of fluff. They're also very afraid of dogs. We've seen people in motorboats with their dogs, and if the dog's barking, they get very, very agitated. Well, Loon Preservation Committee is one of the best loon organizations in the country. They do a lot of research, and they've brought back the population in this state dramatically. But one of the ways they've done that, and we've done it on this lake, is with nesting rafts. If people would want to know more about loons and the Loon Preservation Committee, go to loon.org. If you'd like to know more about Pleasant Lake Protective Association, go to plpa.net. We have a link on there to sign up for our newsletter. We put out a newsletter. John and I write a newsletter every maybe 10 days to 2 weeks, and we document our loon family all summer long, and we've added a lot of information about the local watershed as well, nature and science of watershed, and John being a biologist, it can be very informative.
Thank you to Jen and John for your efforts. I want to thank the First Baptist Church for hosting us these last 4 weeks. If you are looking for a faith group that is a community-focused and exercises Christian values, do check them out. Next week will be presented by the Lake Sunapee Region Visiting Nurses Association as they prepare to celebrate Hospice Month. Tune in to YCN's live Game of the Week Saturday as the Tigers of Newport and the Cougars of Kearsarge head into tournament play. Check our up-to-date schedule on ycnnow.com for the latest on who's playing and when. Games replay every Sunday and Monday at noon and 7 p.m. on TDS channels 13 and 1013, NCTV 8, Roku, Apple TV, and for those who don't have cable, our ycnnow.com website carrying all of our programming on demand anytime. I'm Abby Peel. I'd like to thank our Laura James for pitching in these last couple of months before she heads back to Pennsylvania. Join us again next week from the Lake Sunapee Region VNA for a fresh edition of your Yankee Chronicle. Enjoy the remnants of our beautiful fall, everyone.
This program is supported by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Their full-service model offers oil delivery, propane, motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of oil, gas, and alternative energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning systems, and their highly trained and friendly staff will assist you throughout the process of buying, installing, and servicing a full line of energy products. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire since 1997, with roots going back much further as the country press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper. Echo Communications. Main Street Bookends of Warner, for books, toys, games, cards, gifts, and a gallery of local art. Main Street Bookends of Warner. The Innertown Record, your weekly hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge Sunapee Sunshine region of New Hampshire. The Innertown Record.